What's going on, everybody? So today I want to talk about a controversial topic, and this isn't the first time that I've seen this. This is a global issue regarding the European currency, the euro. The fact of the matter is that mobile games in general, the App Store specifically, are charging extra taxes for the purchases that you make towards the developers. And oftentimes what ends up happening is the developers then basically makes the consumer responsible for those additional charges by increasing the price of your shop items. And this is happening in Diablo Immortal right now, actually. Let me see if I can pull up a screenshot. I'm on the Reddit post right now. Someone complaining about this, but there was, I believe, a Twitter post. Let me just pull this up right here where they showed a screenshot of the increased price before and after. So previously this was like 99 cents, this was like $5, and then like the $100 pack is now 120 euros. Now on the US side of things, things haven't really changed at all for us. However, obviously, for the European currency, it has changed drastically, about a 20% increase if you're buying those higher level packs, which are going to be the highest value in general for you to pick up, which is pretty insane. Now, I want to talk about why this ended up happening a little bit more in depth, because a few people don't know about this, and I'm not going to blame the Blizzard 100%, but they are certainly responsible for a large portion of the blame, because they, at the end of the day, control their pricing of each one of these situations. So first off, this right here, this is the official Apple site, App Store, upcoming price and tax changes for apps and in-app purchases as early as October 5th, which is October 8th right now, as I'm recording this video. The App Store will increase, or rather prices of apps and in-app purchases will increase in Chile, Egypt, Japan, Malaysia, Pakistan, Poland, South Korea, Sweden, Vietnam, and all territories that use the European currency or the euro currency. Now, this is pretty nuts. So obviously, though, at the bottom paragraph here, and this is something that a lot of people kind of skip over when they're talking about this. This is something that a lot of people don't know about. This is once the changes go into effect, the pricing and availability section of the My Apps will be updated. You can change the price of your apps and in-app purchases at any time. If you offer subscriptions, you can choose to preserve prices for existing subscribers. This is a very, very important paragraph here, because this basically says, hey, Blizzard, if you want to basically be responsible for the additional loss of profit and then preserve the current economy in your games in these European countries, you are free to do so by changing the prices respectively towards whatever tax increase they got. It looks like a 20% increase in whatever they're getting charged for. Therefore, they're putting that cost on us, a 20% increase in cost. Now, just to give you an example here, this is something that I looked up, and I'm not sure if this is 100% true or if this is actually accurate, but Apple has a tiered chart. And so right here, it looks like, just looking at this App Store pricing matrix, this was beforehand from what I understand. And there's like the tier 3, which is 0, tier 1, which is 99 cents, tier 2, $2, and et cetera, et cetera. It just keeps going on and on. Sometimes later on it skips by $5. But you can see here, it looks like the developer gets about 70% of these profits essentially, which is pretty nuts. The consumer price is obviously the tier of the respective tier, whatever it is. So if it's like 99 cents, consumers charge 99 cents. And then of course, in different countries, it is a different price based on their currency. So you can see here, let's say we have that first Eternal Orb pack, that's 99 cents. In US dollars, it's going to be 99 cents. In Europe, it's going to be 109. Looks like that's just based off what I'm seeing here. And then recently, if we just go back to that post, which I think it's further into the tabs, but it was 119. So it did increase by quite a bit. And this includes, if we just go down the list, this is the same. And it's going to continuously increase in our market. Now, again, developer does get about 70% of the revenue here from the tiered spending, whatever the customer pays. And if we just look here, this is the new adjusted price. So if we just look here at the previous prices here and just look at something like the $120 pack now in the European shop. So right now it's 119 euros, and that is a tier 60, which presumably before it would have costed about $60 in the current tier beforehand, at least what they're charging, and now it's 120. I'm not quite sure how this integrates here, but this is the European territories. This is, I think, the most blanket changing of prices. Some of these are more specific than others, but from what I'm seeing, this is the new tiered market. Again, I'm not quite sure if I can describe these tiers. If anyone knows more about this than I do, please feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. But I guess, like, I'm trying to compare different sets of data that I'm trying to learn about this, because at the end of the day, it is a little weird. You can see on these earlier ones here, the tier 1, which would have been $1, is now $1.19, which is exactly what the purchase packs are in the game right now. So tier 1, the $1 previously, is now $1.19. The $5 is now $5.99, and that is consistent. The $10 is now $11.99. So this seems very, very accurate in terms of what we saw before and what we saw now. And so what I'm looking at is this costs, or this was previously $60, and now it's cost $120, if that's kind of how it works. Again, if I just kind of get out of full screen here and go back over here, the tier 60 previously would have been about right here, which would have costed us, 69 euros previously, and now it's costing 120 euros. That seems a little insane to me on how that price increased. I don't think that's actually how it was in the game, really. I guess that's kind of what they tiered it as 60. I'm not quite sure. This one doesn't seem to add up, because if we look at like the tier 100, which isn't even on here, it's kind of hard to tell. I guess it starts to jump a little bit, but then we have one last thing, and just going back to the original image here. This is definitely an issue, honestly. So the problem I have with this, obviously, is I understand that there was a tax increase from the App Store, and Blizzard can't do anything about that. That is just what happens. The thing is that this is obviously a service that they were offering at a set price, and then now with this additional tax, they've basically any further purchase that any someone using the euro currency wants to make is now increased by 20% in terms of costs, which is a lot of additional cost. And I don't want to say it's like super unfair to Blizzard for them to do that, because obviously, again, it is the App Store at the end of the day, so that's where the majority of the cost increase blame should be. But again, Blizzard has the responsibility, or can potentially have the responsibility, to keep the market fair before and after the price increase, because again, they could change the price at any time. And if they're making 70% of this in profit compared to what it was before, they would have been making about $70 every $100 purchase. And so even if their costs increased by, let's say, 20%, that $30 would have become $36, and they would have been making $64 every $100 pack. Let's just assume that we have the same numbers here. That's not really, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, it will be a big number, because that's how they make all their money in this game. But I just don't know how I feel about them increasing the price for certain areas. They definitely, in my opinion, should have leveled out the playing field, because if we just use some currency conversion, we find out, this is just a random increase for the European side, and I don't find it in the North American side. If I just log in here, I'm not full screen now, which is a little unfortunate, but I'll log in here and just make sure I'm verifying the fact that, it's still a $100 pack over here on the North American server, which is very, very unfortunate for you Euro guys out there. So again, I'm not quite sure on where I stand on this in terms of, where the morality of this is. I don't really like to make a moral judgment. What I do think, though, is that it's a little unfortunate. That's for sure. Regardless, like, I mean, it's still $99 out here, $99.99. I do think that Blizzard probably should have just kept it even. I'm just, I'm just a little. It's just a little unfortunate, to be honest. I'm surprised that Blizzard went all the way. This isn't the first company, though. You know, if I look at, let's just say, another game I'm playing right now, Infinite Magic Raid. If I look at, I'm not sure about Raid Shadow Legends, but if I look at Tower of Fantasy, those games both also have done that increase in prices for the Euro side. And at the end of the day, that feels a little scummy to me. I just don't know where the majority of the blame goes. You know, does it go to Apple? Does it go to Blizzard? I'm not sure the reason and which the tax rate increase on those Apple Store purchases, like the reason behind it. I don't know if Apple has some sort of reason because someone else increased taxes, that's why they're doing it, and it's got this infinitely scaling. And the only person that suffers really is the consumer, because all the companies always offload their costs to whoever else they can possibly get to. And to me, that is a little scummy. So I mean, at the end of the day, the only people that get screwed are, you know, the people who are using the euro currency, which is really unfortunate. And I really wish that was not the case. So, you know, regardless, I don't think there's anything that we could do to change this. Obviously, I really hope that they go and revert this back to the original costs. I know this is a little bit of an awkward video at the end here, but yeah, it's just kind of a hopeless situation because of this simple fact that it's kind of impossible to deal with anything if a company like Apple is making this, you know, tax change based on some other thing, and then Blizzard's kind of following suit and offloading the costs to us. I don't really know what we can do about it. I mean, we could complain about it all we want, but it just sucks, really. And unfortunately, all we could do is, I guess, go up in arms about it, which is a little unfortunate, definitely. I do think that this is scummy, and I do think that you guys out there are the ones suffering. At the end of the day, though, hopefully, maybe you guys could do currency conversion. I'm not sure exactly the terms of service on that for this new, like if you're in Europe, you're using euro currency, and then you, I don't know, purchase something in US dollars or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what and how that works. Probably have to check the terms of service on that, but that would be the recommendation I would give to you if you can do it and it is allowed by the terms of service. But again, I am not 100% sure, so I would definitely recommend you looking that up before you go ahead and do anything like that. So hopefully you guys are you know, you guys get yourself in a situation where you can get the normal basically purchases, but that just sucks. I don't know what else to say. I'm rambling a little bit here, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I know this was a little bit of an awkward one because there isn't really much that we can do when it's at this big of a scale, and it is scummy, but I wanted to let everyone know, you know, why that is actually happening and what's going on. Maybe do some more research on it. I'm going to do some as well. And if anyone has any more information on it, please leave it in the comment section down below, because I am curious about this, and it seems out of the blue to me. But thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to like the video, sub to the channel for more Diablo Immortal content, and I will see you tomorrow.